Hi everyone, happy Halloween. I'm Kara Phillips, life coach at Living Rhythm and Joy. And for the past few weeks, I have been talking about different self-care techniques and that kind of thing. But today I am going to switch it up a little bit and I want to talk to you a little bit about me and why this is so important to me. Hi, Sarah. So I have been married for 30 years and my husband and I have raised three children. They're all adults now, and all three of our kids have struggled to some degree with mental illness, um, and still do. So, back from when they were kids and teenagers, and they still do to some degree. Um, and it kind of ranged the whole gamut from, little things like not being able to sleep, not being able to get up in the morning and go anywhere, to more complex issues like OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, or bipolar disorder, um, and being suicidal. Um, And what it meant for us is that we were dealing with this kind of stuff um, for a lot of years, probably 7 years or so. Um, we were dealing with one issue or another with different degrees of severity. And, um, you know, when I look back on it, I kind of feel like I could say that we were kind of on suicide watch for all of those years. Um, and it didn't mean that everything was always bad, because it wasn't. There were good days thrown in there too, days when, nobody really seemed to have an issue, and as a family we would have a nice time and we could talk and laugh and hang out. But the thing was is that we never knew when something was going to happen. Um, and so you never really let your guard down, right? Um, because you just don't know. And when it does happen, you don't know what that's going to mean. Um, so it's exhausting, and it's scary, and it's isolating, and um, we just dealt with a lot of stuff, and all of those years. I mean, I felt woefully unprepared to deal with all of the things that were all of a sudden my life. Um, and so we did everything we could. We learned everything that we could learn, and we um, tried to find the right resources, and tried to get as much help. But when you're in that position, um, it's hard because you feel like you're the only one who's going through this sort of thing, and that nobody else will understand. And it feels like I don't know. I guess I remember feeling like if I was going to talk about my life with somebody, I did it in bits and pieces, right? I would just tell them a little bit that for them would be shocking, but for me was just the tip of the iceberg, but it helped just to say a little bit. And I guess what I want you all to know is that, you know, this this is my family. This that you're dealing with, that you're living with, you're struggling with your kids, and um, they're acting in ways that you don't know what to do about. You feel at a loss. You don't know how to help them. And it's hard not to feel that that means that you're a bad parent, or um, that you're doing something wrong, or it's somehow all your fault. And we tend to take all of that on, and because we don't talk about it, you know, we allow ourselves to fill up with all of those kinds of thoughts and beat ourselves up about it, and not I don't know, not believe in ourselves the way that we ought to. Um, so I guess what I really want you all to know is that I'm not coming at this for you guys with uh, you know, this perfect life, and I had this perfect life, and I went to school and got this degree, and now this is what I do for a living. That's not how this works for me. I lived this, and it still affects each of my kids, and they still call me and struggle with issues, and I've just been there. I mean, I've just been there, and I know what it's like, and I know what it feels like to feel out of control and alone, and um, like you're not good enough. And Sarah, Sarah says this is your calling, and you know what, Sarah, you're absolutely right. And I feel like that is why I had to go through all of that, right? Like I knew that life coaching was something that I wanted to do and that I wanted to help people. But before sort of we got into the thick of things with my kids. But then once that really happened, I had to put everything else on hold because we were kind of on suicide watch. And the only thing that mattered was making sure that our kids stayed alive and, grew to be 18 years old and to the point where they could have their own life. And so that those experiences, though, have just made me, that I guess that's why I'm so passionate about this. That is why I feel so strongly about this, and I have such a place in my heart for other parents who are going through this and who are feeling the way that I was feeling. And I just really want to be able to take my experiences and help people to get through these times because you can get through this, and you don't have to feel awful throughout. You can go through all of this and you can still find peace, and you can still find joy. You can have happy times. You can laugh. You can relax. Those things can still happen. And you can be there for your kids. And that's what I really want to be able to help you all do, is um, to be able to take care of yourself too while you are taking care of your kids. To know that because your kids need so much from you, it doesn't mean that you can't or shouldn't do things for yourself too. Because the more that you do for yourself, the more that you allow yourself to have feelings and to work through them, and the more you pamper yourself and allow yourself time to get filled up again, the better you're going to be able to be there for your kids. And that's what I want to do. I want to help people um, to find that balance. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about me and where I'm coming from and why I am so passionate about this. Sometimes I get stuck in my head and I want to talk about things like self-care techniques and different things that you can do instead of talking about the real stuff, the what's going on, the how you're feeling, the what it's like in that um, in that we're not alone. So that is my message for today. So if you guys, especially those of you who watch who don't personally know me, if you have questions about anything, I really am very open about myself and our family's experience and um, what we've been through and what I can offer to help. I'm happy to chat about anything, so don't be shy about asking questions. I'm happy to answer them. So we have a good Halloween, and if you do have young kids, have fun tonight with the trick-or-treating, and I will talk to you all again next week. Bye.